German industry is grappling with its future business and political relationship with China. CEOs of 8 firms, including Siemens, BASF and Bosch, write an open letter saying not to decouple. The companies say it's right for Germany to redefine its relationship with China due to its increasingly assertive behavior and human rights issues, but insist Germany needs to be in China to stay competitive. Chinese investments in Germany have been in focus lately as officials seek to balance strong business relationships with the need to avoid repeating mistakes made with Russia. For more, let's bring in Holger Gerg. He's the president of the Kiel Institute for the World Economy. Welcome to the program. So corporate leaders are warning of a decoupling from China. So did the chancellor, by the way, prior to his recent trip to Beijing. Do you see decoupling tendencies?
Well, I see tendencies, and I think the most important issue at the moment is to keep calm and keep a clear head. So I think it's clear that China is one of the most important trade partners for Germany, but so is Germany for China. So they're mutual relationships. And these are both, so China is very important, both as an export market for German firms, be it in the chemical industry, in engineering, but also in the car industry. But they're also, of course, an important import source for many products sold in Germany, be it toys, consumer electronics, but also very importantly, some raw materials.
So there are these...
but of course...
yeah, please go ahead.
No, I was just going to say, of course, there are the political tensions, there are the political problems, to put it mildly, with the Chinese government, and that's not without problems. And here we of course, talk about the state influence in some state-owned enterprises that are problematic, as are political tensions that you already mentioned earlier.
How much danger do these strong ties that exist pose, though, when Beijing is more than just insinuating an attack on Taiwan, which would prompt international sanctions?
Well, I think the important point here is, again, to keep in mind that these relationships are both ways. So Germany is dependent on China in some aspects, but also so is China dependent on Germany. And that makes it a very, very different case to the case that's very much present in the German mind, namely the case of Russia. There, the dependencies were very, very different. So it is an issue, of course, it is an issue that needs to be tackled by firms and by the government. And it's a balancing act that we have at the moment. And as I said, it's important there to keep calm and not to panic and go off into a way that we can't come back from.
Okay, speaking of staying calm, how do you evaluate the contingency plans of German companies in case such a scenario, meaning a Chinese attack on Taiwan, should become reality?
Yeah, I think these are company decisions to be made, or let's say there is an important aspect here to keep in mind. I think in most cases, companies will make their own decisions, will make their own risk analysis, and will come up with contingency plans that help them. I think in a number of sectors, and they have to be thought about very, very critically. What are critical sectors? What are sectors where we want to avoid a dependency? Here, companies have to work together with government to come up with a plan. And I think there's room for improvement on that side.
China is Germany's most important trading partner. What should a redefined relationship look like?
Well, I think it's important, first of all, that companies themselves do their risk analysis. And I think as the CEOs have said, that's what they're already doing. Secondly, it's important that Germany has a strategy about particular sectors that it deems very, very critical. And here, the government will have to work together with companies to come up with a plan on how to deal with this. And thirdly, I think it's very, very important to keep channels open for communication. I think dialogue is the key, as it is with many problems in the world.
Holger Gerg, president of the Kiel Institute for the World Economy, thank you for your insights.
Thank you very much.